Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today's guest is John Miller. John runs a little shop in West End, HQ Male Grooming. I've known John for seven years.
Good one
Going
now,
on
yeah.
8 years, yeah. So thought we'd get John in, ask him about how he got started, his journey to becoming a barber now, differences from the UK to Australia. So let's jump in and get going. So you could give us a bit of a background about yourself, I guess, maybe where you started out, how you got here, and we'll go from there.
I've been living in Australia now for about 13 years. I grew up in a small town in the middle of England, and came here as a travel 20 years ago, and then like you and I fell in love with the place, and this is home.
Made a life here.
Yeah, so I grew up in a working class town where my father owned a barber shop, and it just became a big part of my upbringing.
Okay, that was actually going to be one of my questions here. I was going to say, was it in the family that you got into this? Was that the background?
Yeah, I come from a long line of hairdressers and barbers. Yeah, I think my father's about the fourth or fifth generation. Okay. So originally my dad used to work for my great uncle that had probably 5 shops in the area at the time, and then to support my sister and I, he branched off to open his own shop. Yeah.
So there's a long tradition.
Yeah, long tradition, and the family feud and everything else. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess would you say there's much difference working here as a barber to back? Was there much of a transition?
Yeah, no, sort of. I mean, obviously times grow and so do skills and trends, but the hardcore root of barbering is always the same, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what so from being a barber to owning your own shop, when did that take place, or why did you want to have your own shop?
Yeah, I suppose it just felt like a logical next step for me. I mean, I initially got into the industry as a hairdresser. Yeah. I saw my father as a one-man sort of band in this traditional barber shop, and I suppose at the time sort of just wanted to surpass that and go on to a bigger field. Yeah. And sort of during the 90s when I was doing that, sort of the barber scene wasn't quite as vibrant as what it is now. Yeah. I used to look at sort of more, it's like the football players and the soccer players all going to the ladies' hair salons to have the latest styles and colours and stuff like that, and I felt, that's where I sort of wanted to be and would fit in better. Yeah. And then after pursuing that and sort of probably having a good 8-10 years in that industry, I decided it just wasn't where I wanted to be, and in that transition, sort of barbering had just become a new sort of a vibrant trend to pursue. Yeah. Yeah.
So did you ever have a shop back in the UK, or was it?
No. I generally feel if I hadn't moved to Australia, I'd have definitely had a shop sooner than I acquired in Australia.
Yeah.
Having come to Australia, I think it was about 4 years before taking on a shop, and there was lots of attributions towards that, as in just working out the city, where I wanted to have the establishment, where I felt I'd fit in, and to gain experience as well.
Yeah, well, you certainly picked a pretty good little spot where you are. It's a
great spot,
busy area, so that's going to help. Yeah.
Well, West End sort of fits into what the shop's about as well. I think it's quite vibrant, community feel, but lots of different walks of life.
And the way you've got it like kitted out as well, and that all the posters, the music for any of you who haven't seen his shop, it's got a music kind
of
of
good feel about it.
Yeah.
I think I picked something that's not only a bit true to myself, but that everyone can relate to. So hence the posters, all the great bands.
Yeah.
So it's just everybody can come in and go, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that one they'll know something about something in it. Exactly.
And the music that's played, that it's in relation with the posters, it just gives you that little bit of a yesteryear sort of, or common ground feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for anyone looking to become a barber and stuff, is there a training process that you have to kind of go through, or is it you learn your trade type of thing?
Again, sort of times have changed a little bit now. Like when I was first hairdressing, there was no avenues for barbers. Yeah. It would be a case of you go to your hairdressing school, learn hairdressing. Part of the hairdressing degree, there was a small section which was barbering, and not so in depth. Where we're now, a lot of barbers just solely want to do barbering. They don't want to learn the other stuff because they know that's not what they want to do. So there's a lot more on offer now. Yeah, there's like the Brisbane School of Barbering, and that's just solely about male grooming. Yeah,
because as we touched on earlier, there's certainly a lot more. Even from when I was growing up, the haircuts you would get there's quite a standard. Now they're a lot more, trendy. There's a lot more things you can do. There's a lot more stuff out there.
It's individual. It's like any style. There's something that tailors to everybody, and it's the same with all barbershops as well. There's lots around, but in essence, we're all doing the same. But the shop might have a different feel and a different sort of association to somebody. So,
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, I've been to you predominantly for that whole time, but I think I've been to a few others, and there are very different ways of doing it.
Doing the spin, and if that's what they want to pursue and do, that's great. They're being true to themselves. Yeah.
Have you got any other ideas for expansion of your business? I mean, I know it's probably not ideal time right now, but
if you've asked me maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I'd have said it would be a step I'd want to take. But as you know, I've got 2 kids, and getting that work lifestyle and the family time is really important to me now. And I think if I was maybe gone into a barber shop as a business when I was a little bit younger, I think I'd have pursued it a little bit harder. But now it's not all about the green, It's a balance, and I'm fortunate I can go to work and enjoy it and come home and have some good family time. And
so I guess just touched on it there, that work-life balance. Is there a good work-life balance in what you're doing, or because I know you do the weekends and
you have to work
at it. Sort of. It's again a lot of my career. My father instilled in me that you only get out what you put in. And that's sort of relevant for so many things. So when the shop's working for me and we're all fully staffed and everything's cool, then I can take a little bit of step back and have a breathe and do a bit more. But when you're a little bit down and short staffed, you have to step up, and so it's trying to find that balance. It can be a bit tricky sometimes, but you only get out what you put in.
Yeah, that's true, because I must admit, any time I'm there, or I've seen, you've always been there, seem to be working, you do the long hours, so I was kind of...
But again, it's different doing the hours for yourself.
Yeah, I guess it's your own business. You want to invest in it. You want to. Yeah, exactly.
It's if you just took a back seat, it might not go in the direction you want to be. I think a lot of people, have this want to open up a small business, and I just sometimes don't feel they understand how much goes into it.
What's involved? The idea is better than.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
and it's hard, but the reward is still there.
Yeah, I guess if your dad hadn't influenced you and he wasn't a barber, what do you reckon John Miller might have become? No,
I've got no idea. Obviously, I'm good with people. I enjoy conversation, and
it comes quite natural.
Yeah,
and I can always find something I can relate to with any individual, regardless of what life they come from. But I don't know. Sort of, I dipped and dabbed in, the pubs and the hospitality, which was just an easy fill for if I was maybe in between jobs, or I did have a little period where I fell out with